Typically, when you ask a person why don't they exercise, they'll tell you it's due to lack of motivation. So what is motivation? And is it necessary to have motivation in order for you to be successful along your fitness journey? In this video, we're going to cover these questions and all of the answers. If you guys are ready to take a deep dive into this topic and learn the truth about motivation, then stay tuned. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Lucky Lifestyle, aka your favorite fitness coach. And before we dive into this topic of motivation, let's get some context first and actually define what motivation actually is. So, according to Google, the definition of motivation is the general desire or willingness of someone to do something. Synonyms include enthusiasm, drive, ambition, initiative, determination, or enterprise. Now that we have some context about what motivation actually is, the question is, why do people feel that they need motivation in order to get started? Motivation is actually a great driving force at the beginning of your fitness journey. Now, when people say they don't exercise because they don't feel motivated or due to lack of motivation, it makes perfect sense. I can level with these people, because why would you start taking action to something if there is no reward? If you have no goal, you have nothing to strive towards, all right? Us as human beings, we like to take action when we know we're gonna get a reward. Why do people work out? Because they might have a goal of getting in shape. Maybe they have a goal of getting stronger. Maybe they have a goal of getting six-pack abs because they want to just, they want to look nice. Whatever it is, the key driving force here is the goal. And the goal is what produces the motivation or the drive in order for you to take the action necessary in order to do the workouts it requires, in order to do the eating that it requires, in order to do all the things in order to obtain this goal. So in part, that is the reason why most people say they don't have motivation. But the reality of it is, they don't have a goal that inspires them. When you have a goal that inspires you, you are motivated. You create action. You do something about it. So for instance, if you were flat broke and you were hungry, just starving, you would find the motivation, right, to start taking action. The goal would be you getting money or some type of finances in order for you to get food because you're starving. But there has to be some driving force. There has to be some driving factor in order for you to take the action necessary to achieve this particular thing. Now, you hear a lot of fitness influencers say, it's not about motivation, it's about discipline. And the reason why they say this is because they understand that motivation is a fleeting feeling. It's not something that's going to last forever. In my personal opinion, you need motivation as well as discipline. But discipline is something that takes longer to build up. So what are you going to do in the meantime when you don't have the discipline to continue to pursue the goal that you have in mind for yourself? In the beginning, you have to rely on motivation because you have to have some type of force to help you move forward until you build the discipline to carry that through. Say you start working out. Your first initial goal to motivate you is to lose 10 pounds. So say you get to 8 pounds and you're almost to your goal and you're feeling pretty good. You're still motivated because you know that the effort that you're putting in is yielding a lot of results. You're losing a pound a week, you're 2 pounds away from your 10-pound goal, and you only got 2 more to go, right? So then say you end up reaching that goal. You lost 10 pounds. You accomplish your goal and you don't have a goal after that to keep you motivated or keep you going forward. Now you got 2 options. You can either A, introduce a new goal to get remotivated and keep going forward, or you can utilize the discipline that you have built up over this time to just keep yourself going, to keep that maintenance going. So now you just want to stay consistent and stay in the shape that you're currently in. So with that, motivation really wouldn't apply to this. But to the person who says, I lost 10 pounds, now I want to lose 5 more pounds, or now I want to get abs, so I want to tone up. Now you have another goal that you have put on top of the mountain to strive for, which gets you more motivated. But now on top of the motivation, you also have the discipline that you built from reaching your first goal. So now you're able to use both, the motivation as well as the discipline. So now that we broke that down, we circle back to the initial question. Is motivation necessary? And to that, in the beginning, I would say yes. But the motivation comes from the goal that you set for yourself. So the goal must initially come first, then the motivation comes, and then the action comes. Nobody really puts a lot of effort into something if there's nothing to be gained, right? If you knew that every time you worked out, you were gonna look exactly the same, would you work out? Absolutely not. If you went to your job and they said, we're not gonna pay you anymore, would you continue to work the job? Absolutely not, because you have no motivation. Motivation is a great thing to have, but it's not something to rely on. Discipline is something that's definitely gonna take you further when that motivation fades away. But it's great to have both, because each one has its proper purposes. And when you can combine the two, then you're unstoppable. Having the motivation from a goal that you seek to accomplish, and having the discipline to stick with the regimen in order for you to accomplish that goal. This is how you succeed. So I guess the next question would be, what motivates you? That's today's video. Hopefully you guys liked it and got a little bit more insight on motivation and how you can use it to your advantage. So the next time you tell yourself you're not motivated, think about a goal that can get you moving so you can be motivated. And always remember, small changes equal big results. Peace.